Whoops. The console wars of the 90s has returned. No, it has not. So you might have seen in recent weeks, probably on your Facebook feed or on your Twitter stream, or just talking to, you know, retro gamers or friends that you grew up with in the 90s, that the Sega Genesis is back, you know, in terms of a mini form to compete with the Nintendo Mini or whatever they're calling it. That has a lot of people excited. You know, I had a bunch of my friends that were retweeting and sharing on Facebook stuff about how Sega is trying to one-up Nintendo and how they're going to win this second round of the console wars, but in mini form. Unfortunately, for literally everybody, it's not the case. You know, Sega isn't releasing the Sega Genesis Mini or whatever they're calling it. What it is it's a Chinese company called At Games that have essentially an emulator that kind of plugs into TV and upscales the image. And it's been out like for a while. I know there are some listings of it on Amazon about, I think 5 years ago roughly. And what happens is they include, so they're packaged with quote unquote 80 games, and they've updated the cover so that they can capitalize on Sonic's 25th anniversary. They're just updating the packaging to say 25th anniversary. You can actually find images of it without that. So what they're doing, they're packing about 30, 35 Sega games, and the rest of it is like literally filler. It's stuff like generic games that you wouldn't really find on Sega. Like they've got, you know, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles. They have Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and a few other games, but like there's no Echo the Dolphin. Some of their other mainstay games. I know I'm only mentioning Echo the Dolphin because that's what's coming to mind right now. That's the game, like I still have my Sega Genesis, which it doesn't really work. And with it, I have Echo, and that was one of my favorite games. I didn't do good because most of the time I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but like I just enjoyed playing that game. It's like I said, an emulator that has a lot of problems, either because of the upscaling. There's a bit of lag. The controllers aren't responsive. There's also an issue where the sound quality is not great. So do yourself a favor and really look hard into if that's what you want. You know, if you really want to tarnish your Sega experience, your memories of playing as a child, I for one am passing on that. I am not touching it with the 10-foot pole. Like I remember I was in Beijing a few years ago, and I go and I'm walking through one of the upscale malls. You know, I'm checking it out. I'm not really enthused on buying anything, particularly because like if I wanted to buy something, I'd just go to the Pearl and Silk markets. But anyway, so I'm there, I'm walking through the mall, and then there's this large vendor that has like, you know, iPhones. At that time, I think it was like the iPhone 3G, maybe, that was out. And so the guy's like, you know, there's Apple logo everywhere. There's other like Samsung products, RCA. Anyway, so I go in, I'm checking it out because it's saying that everything's on sale. So I go, how much is the iPhone for? And they're like, oh, for you, it's, and obviously, you know, like limited English, which is completely fine. I'm in their country and they don't have to speak English to me at all. And he's like, for you, and he takes out a calculator and shows me the price of the phone. And I'm like, I do my calculations because it's in yuan. So I do my calculations, it comes up to like $100. I'm like, holy cow, like this is unbelievable. So then I'm like, can I see the phone? I turn around the phone and it has the Apple logo, but on the bottom where it says like iPhone, it said iPhone retains all superpower. I was like, probably not official. That's probably not an official phone. And that's what you're getting with this. You're not getting an official game console. You're not getting something that Nintendo's doing where they're actually putting the time and effort to make it easily adaptable, like they're having the HDMI plug-in. Everything theoretically should work. On this Genesis port, they're like, it's a game, it's, you know, a series of games that have been licensed to At Games, and they're then gonna push it out to the masses. And a lot of people are getting stuck with this thinking this is an official Sega Genesis like remake or port or whatever, and it isn't. It's not official in any capacity. Maybe down the line Sega Genesis like Mini will be a thing, I would seriously advise against making this purchase. And do yourselves a favor and do your friends a favor. Like if you see anybody saying I'm gonna get it or this is a legit, like do a quick Google search and see like the people like, you know, that are just saying don't get this. Show them my video, you know, how like this is not something that you should be getting. You should wait for the real deal. In the meantime, it does suck for, you know, those Sega loyalists that are seeing this Nintendo port come out and they're not getting their Sega Genesis. I think that in time it will come. If we see that there's a large success and demand for the mini Nintendo Entertainment System, we'll see other things. We'll see like the Sega Genesis, we'll see, you know, maybe a Super Nintendo, all sorts of stuff, like maybe an Atari, who knows. That would be the dream. Or old Commodore games. Oh my god, I would love old Commodore games. The Commodore 64, I have such fond memories of those games. So bad, they're good. Anyways, that's my opinion. I don't think I'll be getting. Let me know if you still plan on getting Sega Genesis. I'd love to know, and I'd love to know why. Like, is it because you want to play like, you know, like Sonic 1 and 2? You don't want to play it like on a computer. You just want to hold a controller. If you do plan on getting it, I hope you enjoy it. I really do. I know I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna stay away from that like I would stay away from a Back to the Future remake. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. If you'd like to see more, click on one of the 2 videos that are there, or click on show more in the description below to see when and what we upload, as well as when we stream. And if you need an update on what exactly we're going to be streaming that week, don't be shy to hit us up in the comments or reach out to us on Twitter. We'll be more than happy to chat. Until next time, good gaming.